hard for a lot of people going through their spiritual journey is being alone and feeling like love is hard to find. And so don't let moments where people have failed you cause you to give up on love. You know, I always tell clients, give yourself about a year of being alone. And while you're alone, spend time in nature, spend time doing things you enjoy, get into your hobbies, get into, doing things that make you feel fulfilled. It's about loving yourself, falling in love with yourself again. That's a part of the journey. And not be so hyper focused on being alone. It is hard, especially when you're in a long-term committed relationship for years or a marriage. It feels like your whole world is turned upside. And I would say after my 15-year marriage, well, I wasn't married for 15 years, but my 15-year relationship, that was one of the hardest transitions that I had to deal with. And what I've learned is just falling in love with me, because sometimes we get so wrapped up in doing so much for that other person and for our kids and for everyone else that we just kind of lose a sense of our own identity and things that we enjoy doing. So don't get so focused on, oh, I'm alone, nobody wants me, being in doom and gloom. But that's what I did, and it made me feel so much better. It really did. When I actually started falling into my hobbies again, going places I wanted to go, doing things I wanted to do, and not just be like focusing on, oh, I gotta find man. I gotta find my next partner. I gotta do this. I gotta do it. Like that's not even that shouldn't be the focus. I'm taking my dog for a walk, y'all. She all in the street. Get out the street, crazy animal. And so I challenge you, collective. What are some things that you would love to do that you put on the wayside and said, because I was with this person, I couldn't do it anymore? Or because I didn't have the time, because I had to take care of the kids, or because I had to take care of my husband? What are some things that you actually want to do? Be clear about that and do it. Maybe you want to join a dance class, or do some more traveling, write a book, start a channel like I did. There's so many different things that you can do that really speak to who you are and falling in love with you, and don't lose that ever again. One of the biggest mistakes I made in my long relationship was being so engulfed in trying to fix the relationship, make it work, that I just kind of really lost tune with what I wanted, you know? I didn't think about, what did I want? What made me happy? I always thought about, okay, well, what would make my husband happy, or what would work, and that's not healthy. And then of course, after the breakup, well, I'm alone, and why isn't it working? Why isn't nobody want to talk to me? That's not important. And I get so many, I would say, clients that I'm sure feel alone and sad. And I'm hoping this video, if you're watching, inspires you to get out of the house. That's why I'm out of the house. To get out of the house and do something that you want to do. I'm walking my dog right now. Here goes Duchess. Say hey, Duchess. 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 Lord. She's so distracted. So much stuff going on. But y'all seen her before. We've gone to the dog park and stuff. But yeah, the beautiful thing about being a woman, because I got a lot of women that watch this channel, is we are resilient, we're powerful. And we're so powerful that a lot of times in those relationships, we were being the trendsetter. We did all of the work. So imagine lessening your burden and not having to deal with that man anymore. You know, it's like, ooh, yes, I don't have to deal with that anymore. So that's one less responsibility. And that's the way you have to look at it. One less thing I have to worry about. One less thing I have to worry about, which is nice. And that gives you more time to focus on things that you want to focus on. So yeah, leave those people alone. Come on. I know. She's acting like she hasn't eaten in a week. Sorry about that. Come on, you. Get out the street. Oh, Lord. So really take that time. And you may have to write this stuff out, y'all. Like get a pencil and paper and just write out, what do you want to do? What goals do you want to set for yourself? I think a lot of people are really into vision boards. That's even better because you can like cut stuff out, put it on your wall, look at it every day to inspire you, which is always a good thing. And make it happen. Make your dreams come reality. And see, is really what it's doing is it's transmuting your energy. That's what you're basically doing. You're transmuting your energy and focus. So, like, just like in that reading that we just did, how a lot of you guys are putting hyper focus and a basically like low key obsession on this person that you're trying to move away from. It's time to like hyper focus on things that you're passionate about, whether it be your career, whether it be your kids, hobbies, things you want to do. And then the rest will follow. Love will follow. It will fall into your lap. And what I say with dating, you're going to get a lot of no's. But I say this too with dating. What is it about the way that you carry yourself, the way you look, the energy you exude that says, I'm single and I'm ready? Or some of you guys not even taking the time to practice self-care. Some of you guys are not doing self-care. Some of you guys are not even caring about how you look when you go out in public. Like you gotta be mindful of these things. For those that don't know, I'm in Mississippi, so my hair is already probably starting to get frizzy. This humidity out here. And even if you are practicing self-care and you're looking beautiful and you're carrying yourself with poise and respect, sometimes you'll even say, well, men still won't approach you. Men still won't talk to me. Do you know what that is? Sometimes it's spiritual. Sometimes it's spiritual. It's what I say is rejection is God's protection. Seriously. Maybe it's not meant for, that guy, or if I'm got guys watching, that girl to talk to you. Yeah. Harris says, I got grounded today. My mom caught me beating off my dog. Also, I boiled her poop stained underwear to make panty soup. I got pink eye. What are you talking about? Child, you about to get blocked playing games on my channel. This is a grown folks channel. I'm going to tell you right now, we don't play games on this channel. So if you want to play them reindeer games, you need to take that elsewhere. That's really ridiculous. I don't know who you are, but it's a no. But yeah, you really just have to honestly like do a lot of different things to get to a space of peace. And when you get to a space of peace and happiness with yourself and what you have going on, that's when things will naturally attract to you. It's like energetically. It'll naturally come and attract to you. I hope that makes sense. But don't ignore the red flags. I always tell people, don't ignore the red flags. Just because a guy is talking to you, that may not be your person. I had a guy talk to me the other day at Walmart. I said, "Oh Lord." He started coming to me. I said, "Oh Lord, I already know this is the no." And I just kept looking at that. I just kept looking at that vitamin bottle, acting like I didn't see him. So yeah, it was quite the experience. But you just got to know what you want to. I always tell I always tell my clients to be very clear about what you want. So like before you even go on that date and before you even start talking to people, take time to like maybe even write it out, make a list of like all the things that you want in a partner. It's kind of like a low-key manifestation. Like you're writing out, I want my partner to look like this. I want my partner to treat me like that. I want them to have these values. Look at this, y'all. Look at them. Hey, hey, cutie. Hey, what you doing? Okay, we're about to leave. You ain't got to worry about that. We're about to go. See, we're leaving. Come on. We stepping in her hood. She like, y'all need to step off. Y'all a little too close to the house. I don't know whose dog that is. Go home, little doggy. Duchess ain't even studying it. Y'all saw Duchess like, whatever. Oh my gosh. But yeah, you got to be clear about what you want. And some of you guys got to make sure that you don't have this laundry list of expectations because no man or no woman is perfect. Man is flawed, especially men. They flawed, boo. But what you're looking for is someone that does not cross your strong boundaries. So, for example, I don't want a guy that smokes. I'm not a smoker. I don't want a smoker. I don't want a guy that cheats. I'm not a cheater. I don't want a cheater. I don't want a liar. And I want somebody that's stable because I'm stable, right? All of that matters to me. But that's my standards, right? So what are those standards for you? And listen, when you're dating and getting to know people, you ain't got to tell them all that. You just know. And you're asking them questions like, okay, do you drink? Do you smoke? Do you believe in God? You know, what's your religious view? What is your perspective when it comes to religion? What happened in your last relationship? Those types of questions. So you can kind of pick their mind and kind of see where they're at. And you can pass judgment on if it's a good fit for you and your lifestyle. Yeah. So once you're able to do all of those types of things, you're ready to date. And when I say ready to date, I'm talking about you can do those types of things and not think about your ex or be emotional about your ex or be feeling guilty you on a date. Like if you're still in that kind of like energetic space, you're not ready. If you're holding any grudges or anger or resentment towards your ex in any kind of way, you're not ready. If the thought of your ex being with someone else really bothers you and aggravates you, you're not ready. But if you're in a space of just, I call it blah, I can care less, I say go for it. Get out there, date. And if not date, at least get outside and be seen. Let people know that you exist. Because that's another issue. A lot of you guys don't even go outside. And I can't talk because I don't really go outside either. This is probably the most outside. No, I went outside earlier. Whew, I don't know what bug that was. Y'all saw that? It went right on my finger. Um, I did have a doctor's appointment earlier today, and then I went to, where did I go? Oh, J.C. Penney. I went to J.C. Penney for a little bit, and then I went back home. I went back home and took me a nap, and then I had a virtual meeting I had to do, a virtual call meeting, and then I came on with you guys, and now I'm back outside. So that's the goal. You gotta just do what you want to do. I guess that's the thing. Do what you want to do. Get out of their yard. Come on. Come on. So I just thought I would come on and share all this stuff with you guys because I get so many clients that have similar issues or concerns. And then I tell myself, one day I'll get on and do a little spiel for the collective, so hopefully I can help so many people with the same issue. And hopefully it's helpful. Hopefully. So yeah. But I'm gonna get on later on. I was thinking about 30 minutes and do an all signs reading. We're heading back to the house now. But I do hope that you guys know, like, dating is a job. It's hard, y'all. I see what you're saying. It's hard, Earth Angel. It is hard. And I'll say the older you get, the more stable you are, the even harder it is. You know why? Because your options are people that have been divorced, been through hell and back. And so the level of trust that they have in creating new partnerships and relationships, especially if you're a woman dating a guy, a lot of these men are broken. I'm 39 too. A lot of these men are broken men. They've been hurt. They've been, they haven't dealt with a lot of their crap. And so they show up as the players or they show up as the men that want to remain single, meaning they're not really players, but they find it easier to not have to deal with women because they equate relationships to work and pain and trauma instead of looking at it for the value of its worth. That if you have a good woman, it's going to make you a better man. And what I have found, especially after my divorce, when I was really dating hard, I'm not really dating too much now, but back when I was dating really a lot, what I have found with a lot of these men is they're not ready. A lot of them are not ready to settle down. A lot of them are not ready to be serious, but there are some men who are. So I don't want to discourage you guys to say all men are not ready, but I will say it's going to be a big challenge to find the ones that are. And being that you're divorced, I'm divorced, a lot of men in our age group are divorced, it's harder for people to trust folks again. You know what I'm saying? Because they had an experience already. They had an experience with somebody, and they're equating that experience to trauma. And so that trauma makes them believe, oh, what if that happens to me again? What if I find someone who's going to do the same thing to me again? And that may not be true, but that's where they have to be able to go to the therapy. They have to be able to do the inner work and recognize what they actually want and need. Y'all don't be playing on my channel. You're going to get blocked. This is a grown folks channel. We don't play on here. So chill out on the comments of playing with me or you're going to get blocked. So yes, it has to take place, correct. And for a lot of men, they don't want to do that. It's hard for a lot of men to do that because what ends up happening is they have to face the pain. Healing is pain. Healing is painful. Healing is hard because you got to look at you got to revisit the past. You got to revisit the pain. You got to revisit a lot of stuff that a lot of men don't want to bring back up. And you got to look at how were they raised. Some of them were raised in environments where they were abused mentally, physically, some men sexually, hell. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to talk about that. And that's why a lot of these men, too, be in the closet as well. Some of them be in the closet because they got so much trauma and pain that they don't know how to deal with it. So they become hypersexual and into porn. They get into drugs. They get into alcohol. They get into strip clubs. They get into being in somebody else's booty because they don't know how to deal with the pain. They don't want to go heal. So they try to find a substance or something to be that healing piece. Women do it too. Women find different vices to cover up the pain. But see, all of that is temporary fixes. It doesn't fix the long term. It doesn't fix it for long term. And then around and around we go, you know. Then they wonder why they're in this cycle of things never looking up for them. It's what I call that broke mindset, that broke mentality of my life sucks, my life is bad, nothing's working out for me, poor me, the victim mentality. Well, what are you doing about it? You know what I'm saying? What are you doing about that? And that's the work that gotta happen. I do. I really do want to remarry. It's different sets of expectations and requirements this time around. Definitely, for sure. Totally different. Hello, how you doing? Yeah, it's different expectations for sure. She is. Hey. Oh, that's a big boy.
Little dogs though, stop.
Oh, you take him to the dog park?
Yeah, I take him to the dog park. He goes to doggy day camp in Gluckstadt.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You got him spoiled.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he goes.
He's so pretty.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is Duchess.
This is Kobe.
Okay. I've seen you walk her around. Oh, him. Yeah, I seen you walk him around. You live on this side or?
I live right there where that truck is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I live right there at that house next to that black truck.
Okay.
With the red shrub right there. I mean the pink.
Okay,
Pink, yeah.
This house.
Uh-huh. Nice to meet you.
What's your name, Lorraine?
My name is Amika.
Amika?
Nice to meet you.
How long you been in the neighborhood?
Oh, I've been here for about 12, 13 years.
Oh, man. Well, more than that. I've been here since 07.
Okay. Well, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Y'all have a good day.
And you said Duchess?
This is Duchess.
All right, Duchess. I'll see you out.
All right. All right, Kobe. All right. So yeah. But yeah, I do want to definitely consider remarrying. It just got to be somebody right. It got to be the right person, you know what I'm saying? And that's the challenge. That's the challenge. That was a handsome guy, but I don't know if he's married. He didn't have a ring on, but that don't mean that he ain't married, y'all. You know, these folks be walking around without rings on and they be all the way married. But see, that's an example right there. That's an example right there. That could have been a whole love connection right there. But see, I was on live, so I wasn't trying to embarrass myself. But you know, he was low key trying to talk. Oh, that's a dog. Y'all heard it. Yep. That was funny. So that's what I'm saying, ladies, right there. You just got to get outside. You see what I'm saying? Exactly. He was trying it. He was trying it. And I was on the live, so I wasn't trying to, spit my game, let them know what's up. But I could have. I could have ran a little game on him. I could have ran a little game on him. I'm surprised he didn't see my microphone. He probably saw my microphone. He wasn't even scared. He was like, shoot, I don't care if she on live. I'ma still spit my game. Oh man, that was funny. Yeah, he was a handsome guy. I know what house he stay at too. And he got a nice little black truck. He got a really nice black truck. But back to the question. The question was, do I see myself getting married? The truth is, I do actually. I really do want to get married, but it's so hard to find a good match. One, because I'm not really out in the dating scene. Like, I'm not an avid dater. I'm not the kind of person that be outside like that. I'm typically like, go to work, go home, run my errands. That's the most you're going to find with me. You're not going to find me out and about. I need to do that more. And ladies, you see, get dressed up, look like you're somebody, and just walk around. And I promise you, a guy that's actually single and ready, they're going to approach you. And see, that was a bad example because I could have just leaned into that and would have been like, "Oh, are you married?" That's what I would have been the next one. Are you married? And then he would have probably been like, "No, I'm not married." I was like, "Oh, me neither. I would love to hang out with you sometime or something, or get to know you a little bit better. Maybe we can go to the dog park. He got a dog, I can strike up a thing." But that was awkward because I was on a live. But yeah, that's what you got to do, ladies. You just have to. I'll see him again, correct. And then I'll feel more comfortable because I would have like, hey, it was good to see you again. And you said you live right here and we can strike up a conversation. And that's what it should be, very natural. It should be very natural, not trying to push anything. And so it's just, it should just be natural, you know? So yeah, like I think you got to just deeply rooted in your honest and true vision. That's what this post is all about. Being very clear about what you want so you can go for it and don't steer away from what you actually want. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know we got somebody on here talking about Jesus saves everyone. Correct. I'm a Christian. You may not believe that, but I am. I'm a Christian. Grew up in the church, grew up with a strong faith base in the Bible. The Bible is my moral compass. And so I use that to live by moral code. And I expect my partner to also live by moral code, to be someone who honestly and truly is all about, living a righteous life and being a man of God, a man that leads, a man that is all about protecting and serving, because a real man is going to do that naturally. And a woman will naturally submit to their husband, not actually let a man control you, but a man that's going to lead, make you want to provide that nurturing. You see, a lot of us, we want to give all of that to a man that doesn't deserve that. You got to have a man that actually deserves all of that to get that best part of you. And that's why I say don't be desperate. Don't be desperate. You see how I was with it. So see, now he saw me and I wasn't pressing. I wasn't pressed. So it's kind of like that. We'll talk later. And he gonna be like, dang, it's gonna leave him kind of like thinking a little bit. So if he sees me again, you never know. You never know. But I don't know. I just feel like when in a neighborhood like this, in a subdivision like this, I feel like most of the guys I run across are going to be married. That's how I feel. But who knows? He might be single. He might be single. He might think I'm taking, correct. But he didn't ask. He didn't ask. So that's funny. He didn't ask. But it's so awkward. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got my phone here. Then I got my microphone. I'm like, does he not see that I'm on a live? Like, what's happening? He didn't care. See, and that's what I'm saying, ladies. Men don't care. When they see what they want, they gonna go for it. They gonna go for it. But you can't steer away from your values. You can't steer away from having dignity and respect. That's why I say close your legs, ladies, because you can't get much accomplished on your back. That's what a man wants. So once they get that, that's it. They're done with you. They got what they want and they out the door. You know? So you got to really, honestly, truly look at a man for who they are. And from there, make a decision if they're a good fit for you. I know that's what I want, but everybody's not on that level. But most men, truly, they value a woman that has dignity, class, respect, and it has a little bit of hard to get. They like the challenge. Men like to be challenged. They like a woman that's a little hard, that puts a little challenge on them. It makes them get into that pursuit, that courting. Oh, yeah, I'm going to get her. I'm going to get her. And like I said on one of my other lives, a man, no matter if they're a toxic man or a healthy man, they're by nature going to want to sleep with you. So if you give it to them too soon, hey, if you give it to them too soon, hey. But y'all, let me get off this live. Let me switch gears. I'm going to get a little comfortable, and then I'm going to come back on in about 20 minutes to do this all signs read with you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining me and seeing a prime example of you never know what'll happen. You just got to get outside and let yourself be seen. Dress up a little bit, put a little makeup on. Don't be too heavy with the makeup. And you never know. A guy may come and approach you just like they did me on this live. All right. Bye, y'all. Take care.